I am going to do a full face of Lunar Beauty. I did a full face of Lorelei Los Angeles. So now it is the bestie's turn. Manny, you're up. On the eyes right here, I have this Eternal Eclipse palette. I attempted to film this yesterday, but I hated the final product, so I'm redoing it, but I'm gonna use that same brush. This is the LBF2 brush. I'm going to use this for my foundation. And I would like to say I have a lot of the Lunar Beauty collections. Any collection he's come out with like a palette, I have that for the most part. Okay, let me name them. I have Moonspill 1, I have Moonspill 2, I have the Strawberry one, I have Nude Prism, I have Eternal Eclipse, I have the Laura Lee collection, like collab, the full coverage one. I have Life's a Drag, and then I have the blush palettes, the original blush palette, the one that came with Nude Prism, and then the one for the full fantasy collection. Manny doesn't have any, foundation, concealer, liquid, bronzer, liquid blush, and I do like to put like a little liquid layer beforehand, so I am going in with the Say product, but I will be using his brushes throughout. So I basically have a lot of Lunar Beauty. I have his lip glosses, his lip oils, some of the lipsticks. I don't have the actual lipsticks like in the bullet, as well as the lip liners. I don't have those. And I don't have his new like Moonshroom palette and the highlighter stuff. I haven't had the chance to get that yet, but I thought they were beautiful, and I do definitely want to pick up that highlighter palette. Has Manny posted a video using Say products? I've never seen it. Oh no, I've never seen him talk about Say. LBF4 brush to blend out this blush. I also use the LBF4 to blend out the bronzer. He's working on liquid blushes as well, so if he is, I will probably snag a couple of those up, I'm not gonna lie. So far he has more like powder products, but I think that's just because it's easier to make the powder products since you make like a palette and order like the palette with 6 shades instead of ordering like each individual, like a minimum order of each individual shade. So what I've heard, I listened to the full coverage podcast, so like I hear him and Laura talk like business stuff. He's supposed to come out with something at the end of this month. He said he had a photo shoot. In the episode I was listening to, I'm like 3 weeks behind. But what is it? Because he said it was new for him. What is it, Manny? What's the product? Can I have some? I asked when the clear lip gloss was coming because at the time he didn't have one yet. And then like the next launch, either the next launch or the next launch, I don't know. But within that year, he released the clear gloss. Obviously, he'd been working on it beforehand, but I just felt like obviously I brought that to life, What's next? I don't know. He said it was something new, but he's come out with a lot of stuff. I don't have the setting powders. I really want to try them. I really, really want to try the setting powders. Like lipstick, lip liner, I'm not like the biggest fan. I don't need like 20 million colors. Those setting powders though, like I want to try them. I do. I need the setting powders. I need like the highlight palette. I need that Moonshroom collection. I haven't had the chance to pick it up, but it's a beautiful palette. But yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna go do my concealer. There isn't a brush of his that I would use for concealer, so I'm going to skip that step. Don't want to yap too much. So Manny actually does have bronzers and brightening powders in his Outer Dimension face palette. I believe that's the name. It's a circle. I depotted them just so I could have them a little bit more conveniently, like just so they would be a little bit more convenient to travel with because it's a round palette. So I have them in here. There is one extra shade on both rows. So this one right here is a NARS shade and this is a Jacqueline shade, but these right here, these 5 are Manny, and then this one and these 5 are Manny. To like show the tones. On this LBF doesn't have a name. It's just their dual-ended one. I actually do have a Lunar Beauty sponge right here. This is a little dirty, but that's fine because I just used it yesterday only. And I'm gonna use this to blend out the concealer a little bit more. Sorry, I'm tilting my head down, I'm looking in the mirror. I don't feel like dirtying another powder brush because I typically only use one. Manny does have a powder brush though. He's friends with Allie Dawson, and this is an Allie Dawson brush. So I'm gonna cheat and use this. Manny's brush is this size, if not a little bit bigger, a little bit fluffier. So I'm gonna go very little with this dual-ended brush. And I'm just going to go like this, add a little bit of the powder bronzer in there, not too much, but just a tiny bit, because I don't wanna go ham. Yesterday when I did this, I ended up going ham, a little too heavy-handed, and I didn't like the way it ended up looking. So I'm trying to go softer. And you know what's so funny? I actually, when he came out with this collection and I saw this brush, I was like, who's gonna use that? Like, I'm not. But now that like I've been doing makeup a little bit longer, I really, really enjoy doing my bronzer with a little bit of a fluffier brush. It just feels less you know, streaky, a little bit less harsh because it's dispersing that product a little bit more. Bam. I'm going to dip multiple blushes on, so I'm going to put multiple. This is the LBF3 brush. This is his angled cheek. And I'm really going to try to add that right here. His formula is a little bit more of like that softer, buildable formula. From the Nude Prism, I'm going to go with this shade right here. It's called Blaze. Just right here towards the end. I was going to go with this liquid lip right here in Perfection, but I actually really like just this tone, so I'm not going to do that. It matches the eyes, but I will go with this gloss. This is his Crystal Kiss Clear Gloss, and this is the gloss I made him make. When I tweeted at him what the clear gloss was, I made him make this. Obviously, that's what happened. Look at this gloss. Like, look at this gloss. Look at the shine. Not tacky, not sticky. Just a beautiful, beautiful gloss formula. It smells so good. Sorry I always do that, but it's just the smell, like I can smell it. Now I'm gonna do highlighter. This is the LBF6 brush right here. And I'm gonna go with the shade Nude Champagne from their Full Fantasy Blush Palette. It's the bottom one there because I do not have those Moonshroom collection highlighters yet. And we're done. This is the full face of Lunar Beauty. What do we think? Obviously had to fill some steps in because I didn't have the product, or he just doesn't have that product in his line yet. But I feel like it came out so good. Look at this. To sum everything up, I use his blush, his bronzer, his brightening powder, his highlighter, his lip gloss, his eyeshadow. And that's pretty much it. You know, I even use his eyeshadow brushes as well. His face brushes, his eyeshadow brushes. I love the eyes. I really like the eyes. Like, look at that sparkle. You see that sparkle in there? Sorry, I'm like sticking my head out, but I just want you to see that. I forgot I technically do have lipsticks. These are the bullet lipsticks for the Full Fantasy collection, but they're nudie anyway, so it's fine that I didn't use them. But I do have them. If you have ever bought the clear gloss from Lunar Beauty, or you love the clear gloss from Lunar Beauty, just thank me, obviously, because he didn't work on it until I tweeted at him, obviously, so yeah.